The case of Kouri Richins is getting crazier. Prosecutors have filed a new motion, a gag motion. I've just downloaded it from the Utah website. They're talking about listening to Kouri Richins' phone calls, and Kouri has been communicating with a documentary filmmaker. The interest in this case is off the charts. You might remember I've been following the case of this married mother of three cute little boys who gained notoriety when she wrote a children's book teaching kids how to grieve. Are You With Me is the name of the book. Well, it turns out Kouri was arrested on May 8th, 2023, more than 1 year after her husband, Eric Richins, lost his life due to drinking allegedly a poisoned Moscow Mule that contained 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl. Now, Kouri is accused of doing away with Eric. It's all based on money, and there's adultery, and there's a lot going on in this case out of Camas, Utah. But now prosecutors want everyone pretty much to shut up. And I'm surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised. I'm sort of surprised Kouri Richins is still speaking. I don't know why it would surprise me. This is the woman who is accused of doing away with her husband in 2022 and then going on a book tour in 2023. Kouri gave an audio radio interview we've covered. You can check the link to the playlist below. She also gave a video interview to Good Things Utah. That's why this case is going crazy. And now it hasn't stopped. Why would the woman who used the press to try and get her side of the story out, why would she stop using the press or a documentarian to do so? In the state of Utah versus Kouri Richins' motion for gag order, Judge Richard Mrazek has to decide what to do. Will he issue a gag order? And wait till you hear the lengths that people are going to. Camping out outside of places, contacting one witness in the case, promising him that they'll get a great-looking actor to play him. That's the private eye. People are going crazy. So that's why these chief prosecutors want the case to pretty much go silent except for matters of public record. The state of Utah is moving the court for the imposition of a gag order. In response, they say, to the unanticipated and overwhelming media interest in this case, this newly filed case, a proposed form of temporary gag order, nearly identical to the one issued this year in the State versus Brian C. Koberger in Latah County, Moscow, Idaho, has been e-filed. I've seen that proposed order as well. I wonder what the judge will decide in this case. If you've been following the case of Brian Koberger, accused of viciously slaying 4 University of Idaho students, you will know the press was battling and battling to get that gag order lifted, and it failed. That does not mean it will also fail in this case, if a gag order is imposed at all. The motion says that the Summit County Attorney's Office has been contacted by numerous global media outlets, including ABC, BBC, CNN, Court TV, The Daily Mail, Dateline, Good Morning America, The Huffington Post, Inside Edition, ITV, which is Great Britain, NBC, News Nation, The New York Times, Paramount, People, The Rolling Stone, Telemundo, The Washington Post, and USA Today. And at least 4 filmmaking organizations on this continent and in Western Europe have expressed their intent to produce a documentary. So yeah, this case is huge. Everyone wants to see what's going to happen to Kouri. They talk about a quick Google search revealing an exponential amount of people interested in this case. Also, AP News, CBS, Entertainment Tonight, Euronews, Fox News, The Independent, Insider, The New York Daily News, they go on and on. The New York Post, Oxygen, the Toronto Sun, Yahoo News, etc., etc., etc. It literally says this in the first weeks after the matter was filed. This is the point where they're talking about people camping out. Certain of these non-local media outlets have camped out in the public waiting area outside the Summit County Attorney's Office, tried to get inside the jail to speak to Kouri, contacted jail and sheriff's office staff asking, quote, absurd questions, such as whether or not Kouri is eating her food. I don't think that's absurd. I mean, we often hear about defendants going in while they're waiting for their trials and everything. Sometimes they might not eat. It's a curiosity. Viewers want to know. Contacted the Summit County Sheriff's search and rescue volunteers, asking them for info and statements. This is the bolded part. Contacted at least one key witness in the case, asking them to give statements. Wooed the victim's family's private investigator with promises of a handsome actor playing them in the upcoming production, and approached one of this court's clerks at a gas station asking her for information. So I don't know exactly which key witness in the case was approached, but I do know about the private investigator that Eric Richins' sister hired. We talked about that PI in a previous video. So apparently someone's saying, look, we got a handsome actor who will play you in the movie version of you. This is surprising too. A review of Kouri's jail calls reveals that she has been communicating with a documentary filmmaker directly and through a friend. Kouri's talking. Is it Kouri's plan to eventually make money or tell her plight in this situation? We know Utah has laws like the Slayer statute or the Son of Sam laws, where if a person really did commit the crime of murder, they're not supposed to be able to make money off of it. Of course, right now, Kouri is innocent until proven guilty. If she's found not guilty, does that mean she can go on and make money from these documentaries? Likely. So the battle is on. They're talking about other cases that have the same type of gag orders. They don't want to prejudice the rights to the parties to a fair proceeding, blah, 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 blah. The Summit County attorney is saying they believe it's appropriate and even imperative that the court issue a gag order prohibiting counsel of record in the criminal, civil, and juvenile proceedings relating to this matter, inclusive of their staff, agents, and employees, as well as law enforcement and other witnesses in the case, to not make statements or release info to members of the media during the pendency of this case, except for public record matters. So you guys know I've been just filling up my account here over on this case history Utah documents, continually checking for new motions on this case. They make you pay when you search for Kouri's name. They make you pay when you download documents, but it's well worth it to keep up with this case. And I also just added myself to the list of people who will receive the public record updates. So what exactly will the judge decide in this case? I don't know. Maybe a partial gag order. Will that gag Kouri Richins from talking to documentarians? What is she telling the documentary filmmaker? That's my main question. Is Kouri spinning a yarn about her marriage and Eric? And is she telling them, is she pulling like a Casey Anthony with her documentary? Is it, oh, everyone's got it all wrong. They'll see I'm truly innocent, not just innocent until proven guilty. I had nothing to do with this. I just wonder what she's talking. But either way, I'm glad she's talking. If she truly had nothing to do with Eric Richins' death, I'm glad she's speaking out and telling her side of the story. I'm actually surprised her lawyer would agree to have her do this, unless Kouri is just doing it on her own. And if she is truly guilty, if she will be found guilty in a court of law, I'm still glad she's talking too, because these recorded jail calls can trip people up. They can blast out facts and evidence that they might not mean to blast out. And so either way, it can help the case and hopefully help the truth get out. How many times have we seen a defendant arrested and later, she should realize she's being recorded, but we hear their jail phone calls, or, like we saw Casey Anthony visiting, video visits with her parents. We saw the same thing in the Chris Watts case. You get to see what a defendant is saying soon after their arrest. Not even if they don't give up any evidence that's vital to the case, you get to see their mannerisms, what they're talking about. Are they truly grieving the victim? Are they feeling sorry? Are they feeling confessional? Or are they just beating their own drum about how innocent they are? I think we'll find out before long. As many documentaries and probably Lifetime movies and Lord knows what else, specials, Oxygen, Dateline NBC, not to mention all of us YouTube creators diving deep into this case. Revelation 21, 2 through 4. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. Boy, I look forward to that day. So, stay tuned. I'll see what happens next in the Kouri Richins case. If a gag order is issued, we might end up just seeing official documents. The official documents thus far that I've been buying have been enough to get a big backstory on this case. The next time, as of today, we expect to see Kouri Richins in court is June 12th. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.